What's up all my fine girls? No pimple is Whit here again with another video. So today we are back with a monthly will I buy it. Honestly, I didn't think I'll be back with another video this month. If you guys watched last month's monthly will I buy it, you could definitely tell that I was over makeup and I was just kind of overdoing these videos because I just found makeup really boring. But it's like literally after I posted that video a week and a half later, brands started actually trying again. And I actually am very excited to film this video because for the first time in like, it feels like at this point, like 2-3 months, there's gonna be some guesses to some of the things that I have in this video. So I'm excited to just jump into that. So let's go ahead and pull this out. I have my like list ready and everything of things that I'm like looking forward to talking about. Okay, so first things first, let me start off with the palette that I actually do own. It is the Juvia's Place Their Garden of Juvia's palette. They recently dropped that palette a week or so ago, and I did pick it up, as you guys can see my last video. Well, actually, yeah, my last video. I don't know, I'm filming a couple of videos within this time frame. I have another video I have to film after this and another one tomorrow morning, so I don't know which one's going up first, but I did post my review on that palette. So if you want to like hear my thoughts and everything about it, you can go over there and check it out. But yes, I did go ahead and purchase that. So this is Juvia's Place's first ever, like, I feel like it's our first ever like true like fully pastel palette. I feel like when we think of Juvia's Place, we think of like, you know, color and just bold, and you know, and then they went through like a monochromatic phase of just all these 6-pan palettes and, you know, and so right now they're just, I don't really know what phase they're in, but yes, they did come out with this pastel palette, and I give my rundown on that, but I did go ahead and purchase this. So let's move on to the next order of business. Okay, so Clarity Cosmetics recently dropped their new palette called Lily, and I had every intention of buying the palette when I first saw this picture. Then I saw the palette in a different format. There's this picture. So here's the thing. I think this is a gorgeous palette, but I realized that that shade, it's the 4th shade on the top row. So going from left to right on the fourth shade, that is a multi-chrome shade. And in the original picture that I saw at first, we saw it in its other shifting form where you can see more of that green. And then when I saw it laid out this way, it just kind of felt like, I feel like the shades, they look very close to each other. Like I only really see like 3 shades that look different from the other shades in the palette. So I ended up skipping on this. I had every intention of buying this palette until I saw it in this light. I still think it's pretty. I would love to just have my, well, I don't really say I have a full-on Clarity collection, but I definitely do have, you know, a good amount. And, you know, I was looking forward to adding this one. So I'm actually gonna wait for reviews and tutorials to come out. So if you know, do YouTube videos and you also watch me and you bought it and you plan on reviewing it, comment your channel down below. Okay, you know, I'm gonna watch your video this time because every time I always gotta buy stuff and be reviewing it. So you know what, I scratch your back, you scratch my back. But yes, so if you bought this and you are going to swatch it, you do a video, let me know down below. I'll check it out. But I think for me right now, it's a no. Like it's cute, but I don't know, I just feel like it's some similar shades. It's sold out, by the way. It's sold out. So shout out to y'all for, you know, supporting a black owned business and selling it out. But for me, I skipped on it, but yeah. Okay, so let's move on to the next order of business. So Planet Makeup by Alondo. That's such a long company name when I think about it. Pimby, the nickname as we go by. She is releasing a new palette and it's called Vigorous or Vigorously, whatever. It's one of those. And this palette, she's cute, but I definitely feel like this palette could have been just a little bit smaller. Like I feel like some shades could have been taken out and this could have been condensed. So I see here, there's like 3 like olivey jade shades that I don't think all 3 were needed. I think you could have narrowed it down to having 1. That top row, like I hate when I see a bunch of like just light pastel shades and it's like not really a pastel palette, and I just kind of feel like those shades are just, I just feel like sometimes they're just filler shades, like, you know, like they're just to make the palette bigger, but it's just like, why is it there? Like, you know, I'd rather it be like shades that are just, you know, they're going to really make a difference being in the palette. And I just kind of feel like this palette is gorgeous, don't get me wrong, but I really feel like she could have taken some shades out and made this a little bit smaller so that way it'll have the impact that it needs to have. Like I just feel like it's just the extra shades just kind of, you know, deterred me away from this. If this palette had been her standard, because it's actually bigger. It's bigger by 1 extra row, so it's, what's this? It's 6, so it's 36 shades in here. Typically she usually does 30 shades. I feel like if she would have just made this a 30 pan palette, and taken out some shades that just were, or just taking up space unnecessarily, this would have been even better. And then also, like I've told you guys before, I really don't like how she kind of conducts business, in the sense of like, we can't know the prices of the palette up until the day it's launched. And now some of you guys did, and also I did comment about her not responding to comments, and you know, some of you guys did tell me that, you know, she's very active on Facebook, or like if she's on live, you know, that's when she kind of responds. But here's the thing, like, not everybody gets on live, not everybody uses Facebook. And you know, honestly, the comment thing, that's not really that big of a deal. I just don't understand why we can't know the prices before we actually pay for it. Like, why do we have to find out the day it's launching at the very moment when you're putting it into your basket? Like, I feel like when it comes to makeup, makeup is it's not a necessity, okay? So people definitely like to budget. You know, I like to budget, you know, okay, this is what I want to spend on this. And knowing the amount that you're going to spend, you can, you know, go ahead and plan for it. So I just don't understand why we can't know. And then I just feel like when you're checking out and you see a price that you don't really like, there's two things that can happen. You can either just back out of it, or you let FOMO set in and you just end up buying it knowing you shouldn't have bought it because it's kind of out of your budget. You know, so I just don't understand that. But I think overall this is a pretty palette. Definitely a gorgeous palette, but I feel like she could have taken out like a solid 6 or 10 shades and definitely made this more impactful by having, like, you know, good shades in there without having too many repeats. Because I feel like when you start having a bunch of repeats, it just don't do what it needs to do, especially since it's not a monochromatic palette. You know, like, it's not like the Beauty Bay, like their green theme palette or the blue palette. And even then, like those bigger ones, you know, it's a bit much. I feel like it's just like, I opted for the smaller ones. I was just like, those are just really, really large for that. But anyways, let us move on. So to answer the question, am I going to buy this? As of right now, no. I feel like this is an opportunity buy. Like, the thing I will give this brand though, they do have really good sales. Like, whenever they have, like, they will have like Labor Day sales, 4th of July sales, and it's actually like good sales. So if I ever catch this palette on sale, like, and she would have like 50% off, 40% off, I mean, why not? Why not? But as of right now, paying full price, no. And I don't even know what full price is, so no. Okay, now this is a palette I'm so freaking excited to talk about, and that is the e.l.f. Beaute, their Palette-opoly, I think that's what it's called, Palette-opoly palette. It actually just released today, and I already went ahead and bought it. When I say this right here is a stunning palette, it is beautiful. Like, the color story was so well thought out. It's just so gorgeous. It's everything. Like, it has the purple and it has the pink, it has the grunge colors, it has a little bit of some blues, it has like some earthy colors. Like, see, this is a palette where you get color and they have earthy shades in there, right? But it's not, it's placed well. And I have another palette I'm going to show you guys in this video where I'm going to do a compare contrast, and so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But you guys, this palette is so beautiful. I think it's gorgeous. Looking at it, I already drew so much inspiration. And one of you guys actually commented on my community post stating that you just, by looking at this palette, that you already got like 10 different looks just by looking at it. And I'm like, that is when I feel like you have succeeded as a brand owner or somebody who created a palette where it's just like somebody can look at it right off the bat and just create so many looks without even having the palette yet, without even trying to, just like, oh wow, so many different color combinations. That is a good thing. And this palette is so beautiful. I cannot wait to get it. Like, I already have my like look planned out for the video, so I'm so excited. Hopefully it comes out the exact way that I want it to come out. So actually, to counteract that, right, let's talk about this. So this is the other palette I was like, I feel like they could have done better. And this is the ColourPop, their Bon Voyage palette. So honestly, when I saw because this one came out before the e.l.f. Beaute palette, and I feel like they have some similarities. There's some stuff that's similar about it, you know, with it having like the blue, the pinks, some neutrals. But my issue with ColourPop is that I really wish ColourPop would just, you know, if you're going to create a palette with color, I wish you would just kind of commit to the whole thing. I feel like every palette that ColourPop has put out, like, if they give you 3, 4, 5 pops of colors, they have to counteract it with like 5, 6, 7, 10, 9, 8, 100 freaking neutral shades. And I don't get it. Like, why must we always have brown and neutral colors in every single palette? This palette right here, it's not inherently ugly. It's not, but it could be better. I wish they would have just committed to doing something more colorful, like, you know, really expanding on those pinks and purples and the blues. I don't feel like that green is needed. I don't feel like all those neutrals are needed, like the red, the orange. Like, I just don't understand. But I get there. I guess the theme is, boy, I guess they had a theme that they're trying to stick to, but I feel like they could have just done so much better. I just don't feel like all those neutrals are needed, especially that top row. That whole top row, I don't understand why it's there. And so let's go back to the Ace Beaute palette. They also had neutrals in there, right? And I'm gonna put them both up. But you see that one row with the neutrals. It's nicely done, like where you kind of get it in there, but it blends really well with the palette. That it doesn't look like, I just feel like looking at the ColourPop palette, it just feels like we have two separate palettes in one palette, and it's pissing me off. Like, I just don't like the way it's meshing. Like, it's just not meshing well. Ugh. Anyways, so to answer the question, will I buy the one from ColourPop? No. No, 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 no. Okay, at this point, I don't even buy anything from ColourPop. I want to do a will I buy it video and ColourPop not be on the roster. But at this point, they put out stuff every freaking week, every other day that, I mean, at this point, they always end up in every video. ColourPop used to be that girl, and she still is that girl, but I feel like now at this point, they're almost like a joke. Like, it's a running joke, like, oh, the brand that's, you know, like, they're the fast fashion of makeup. Like, you know what? I think ColourPop actually contributed to the fact that a lot of brands put out makeup at a really crazy rate. And now I think that's why we're no longer excited about makeup, because you're trying to keep up with the ColourPops that literally can think of an idea in that moment, and by the end of the week, they already have it launched and on their website. Like, they're moving so fast, you know, brands are trying to keep up, but like, I just don't like it. I really want us to go back to that of like where we're looking forward to a new release, you know, the one that we do have, we've played with it, we've used it, we've enjoyed it. Not like we literally use it once or twice, put it to the side, and we already have another palette we're trying to play with. Like, no. ColourPop, ColourPop, ColourPop. Okay, let's talk about this right here. Pat McGrath came out, well, actually, she has not come out with it yet. She revealed her Mothership 10, the Moonlit Seduction. When I say the disappointment that came upon me when I saw the inside of this, but I kind of had a feeling based off when I saw the packaging. You can kind of tell what you're going to get inside the palette based off of her outer box. Looking at all of her previous Mothership palettes, you can definitely tell, like, you know, when we look at Mothership 5, it had the red on the outside, and it reflected like that beautiful red shade, you know, was deeper colors. Same thing with Mothership 6 and all pretty much from Mothership 1 up until 6. That's when Pat said y'all can get dark colors. After that, I don't have an issue with her doing blush tones, but I think it's because we've had 4 of them back to back at this point. And it's not just the Mothership palettes, like her 6-pan palettes, her quads, her just other launches, the lipsticks, the blushes, everything has just been all about blush tone mauve colors. And I just don't know, like, I'm just trying to figure out how much more does she have in her to give to us when it comes to blush? Like, how many different ways? And I feel like I am part of the problem, because, and a lot of us are, we are still going to buy it because we'd like to collect. And so she knows she can keep doing it because they're going to buy it. But honestly, it's really frustrating. Like, I don't understand why you keep releasing the same type of color stories. Like, so let's look at this palette. It's not ugly. Like, it's not an ugly palette, but I just wish she would have given us something else. Like, even if she would have stuck with the blush, even if you want to give us like 1 or 2 blushes, like, could we just have gotten something a little bit darker? Like that shade in the top right corner. Is it top right corner? Sorry, it's gonna be the top left corner. Yes, top left corner, that light shade. Isn't that like that skin fetish shade that she has, like majority of her palettes like that? You know, it's like a matte with, it's like a matte shimmer, but it's not like shimmer. Like, I'm trying to say, but you know what I'm talking about. If you have a bunch of Pat palettes, you know exactly the shade that I'm talking about right here. She has it in so many palettes. I don't understand why we have to have another one there. Even the special shades that usually kind of pull you in, none of those shades just look like okay, I want those. Then we have 2 blush tone shades. We have a tan caramelly shade. And then we get 1 little dark shade, which doesn't even look like it's going to be dark. It looks like an ashy type of cold color. So for me, I do want to buy this, but I'm not going to buy it full price. I'm not going to buy it when it releases. I've never actually bought a Pat McGrath palette at full price. I've always bought them at a discounted rate. So I'm going to have to wait till like Black Friday or until she has like a 30% off sale or 25% off sale, because I'm not paying full price. And also I noticed that she has increased her palettes from 125 to 128. Somebody pointed out to me and I was like, this can't be real. So I had to go on Sephora.com. They were telling the truth. Y'all, it went up by $3. But you know, inflation is real. A lot of things right now are going up in price, not just makeup, food, gas, everything. Everything's just high. It's just high. So, needless to say, I'm not paying an extra $3 for another blush tone palette. It's been 4 years now. Can we please get something else? And I'm not even looking forward to next year, because if she tries this again next year, I don't know what to tell her. I don't know what to tell her, because right at this point, I think everybody's just kind of like, really, really, really. All I have is disappointments. Let me move on, because I'm just mad thinking about it. Anyways, so Nomad Cosmetics came out with a new palette. What is this palette actually called? I don't know what this palette is called. But they came out with a new palette, and y'all, this palette is beautiful. Beautiful. Now, am I going to buy it? No. No and yes. Yes and no. I'm not going to buy it right now, but this is a palette that I like the term an opportunity buy. If an opportunity presents itself, then I'll buy it. Like if there's a 20% off, 30% off, you know, a good sale going, I'll buy it then. Like it's one of those palettes where it's just like, I think you're pretty, but I don't feel the need to own you right at this very moment. But if a nice opportunity comes my way, I will go ahead and purchase you. And that's how I feel about this. I think this is pretty. It has a black in there, has a dark purples, it has some yellows, has some like, you know, pinks and berries, and you know, some little brick colors. I think she's cute. I think she's actually a really pretty palette. But as of right now, it's going to be a no. Okay, so there's this brand called Trixie Cosmetics, and it's a collaboration. Oh, it's a collaboration with Juno Birch. Who is that? I'm not sure, but they came out with a new palette. It's a 12 pan palette, and I think this palette is just very, very, very boring to look at. Extremely boring to look at. I don't really understand why brands love to do this. Like where it's like either just go neutral or just go with the color, or if you're gonna do both, do it in a way where it's tasteful, like where it looks nice. Like I just feel like I just don't understand this. Now, the new, oh my gosh. If you wanted to have like lighter shades in there, I feel like with you having that purple and that blue, you had so much room for opportunity. Between blue, purple, and green, those are the 3 shades out of the freaking rainbow that I feel like have so many different variations within themselves. You can go with light purple, dark purple, pastel, eggplant, blue, royal blue, navy blue, you know, like green. You can go olive, jade, grunge tones, regular green, shamrock green. Like you can do so much with those 3 shades, and this palette had blue and purple. You could have given us, you know, I guess they gave like 1 or 2, but you know, they could have given more. And if you want to still keep those neutrals in there, I feel like you could have picked better shades. But overall, the palette just kind of looks really dusty. It looks really dusty. It looks very ashy. Maybe might not look that in person, but at least whoever took the picture, whoever edited the photo or whatever, it didn't do you no justice. And then I'm looking in that same picture, like down below. I don't know if that's the person who they collabed with or who is the owner of the brand, but that person looks like they have a larger than life personality. So I'm just like, I hate when things don't match with the person who made it. Like for example, Lady Gaga, like her brand is just so boring, but just like she has such, you know, we thought it would be more like, ma'am, you wore a whole meat suit and you give us this for makeup? Like, you know, you just kind of think that they'll do a little bit more, but okay. Moving on. The answer is no, I'm not gonna buy that. Okay, Blend Bunny, I think that's what the brand is, Blend Bunny Cosmetics. So Blend Bunny Cosmetics came out with, has it been released yet? Yes, it has been released. It was released last Friday. They came out with their Primal palette, which honestly looks like a standard rainbow palette. Now, I feel like the way this palette looks, it looks very nice. I like the way they put it together. You know, yes, it's still a rainbow palette, but the way they did this is like, they kind of gave you rows of that shade. So like, you know, you get the purples, you get the blues, greens. The yellows is like they throw in a brown there, and I feel like that's a great spot to kind of throw in that one brown tone. Then you get like the oranges, reds, and then like the pinks, mauve colors. I think this is a beautiful palette, and I like how they have those 2 large, well, honestly, I like how they have the large black. The large white, for me, I don't think it's beneficial because I don't use white eyeshadow like that. But if you're somebody that literally uses white all the time and black, then that is beneficial. So overall, for me, it's gonna be a no for me. Like, I don't really want any more rainbow palettes at this point. If I'm going to get a palette, I kind of want it to be just a nicely done color story. but I don't really want like just a full-on rainbow themed palette. I think I am I've had my serving. I've had my fill of rainbow palettes and I'm good to go. So it's a no for me, but I think it's a beautiful palette. Okay, so let's talk about this. e.l.f. Cosmetics came out with their new Halo Glow liquid filter, and I actually do have it here. So I went ahead and bought this. I am going to be doing a video on this. I'm going to be doing a review. Actually, it's going to be like a comparison because I also own the Charlotte Tilbury, and I saw a lot of people comparing this. I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and buy this and do like a compare and contrast. So I'm actually going to be testing these out tomorrow morning. So be on the lookout for that. So I did buy it. So the answer is yes, but they did come out with a, let's read it, the Halo Glow Liquid Filter Foundation. This actually just came in the mail today, and it's supposed to be like an alternative, or well, I don't know, that's not what they're marketing it as, but people notice that there is some similarities to it being close to that Charlotte Tilbury one. So if you like a nice little glow to the face, you know, kind of medium light coverage, that is what I guess it's supposed to be. I need to read more into this because I literally just bought it, so I don't want to go too much into it because I'm going to be doing a whole review on it and like, you know, reading more up on it. But yes, I did buy it and I am excited to try that out. It looks pretty though. It looks really, really, really pretty. Y'all, Too Faced Cosmetics. They came out with, what's the name of this collection right here? It's called Better Than Chocolate. Is this not the peanut butter palette? Remember they had a peanut butter, no, not the peanut butter palette, that Too Faced, the semi, okay, they had their chocolate palette, and no, it is a peanut butter palette. All I know is this palette is not new. Like, I don't care what nobody says. This palette, I have seen this palette with my own two eyes before. Like, Too Faced, y'all think we're idiots? I feel like a brand like Too Faced, and Urban Decay does this too, they have trapped themselves into a certain type of, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? And okay, so with them having these chocolate palettes, I feel like they have limited themselves to doing things and creating stories around the color brown, right? Chocolate. And that is essentially what keeps on happening. And that's exactly what happened with Urban Decay and their Naked palettes. Where it's just like, how many times can you make a nude palette? And even then, a lot of the nude palettes you make are only for people who are, you know, of a certain race. Because there's black people where you can make a naked palette that's chocolatey, you know, dark, but I've never seen them do that. Have you guys? Let me know down below. I feel like they've done everything. And they did the purple one, they did the, you know, the little safari theme one, they did the little heat, they did the naked 1, 2, 3, they did the reloaded, they did everything. But I had never seen them do like a nice chocolate palette where it actually has some depth. But anyway, that's not even neither here or there. We're talking about Too Faced right now, and Too Faced thinks we're stupid, and they're literally coming out with another palette that literally looks like something that they have put out before in the past. And of course people are going to buy it, you know, people are going to definitely buy it. For me, I would not be buying this. Like, this is literally a brown palette. They're still putting that pop of blue, the pop of blue. Oh, they gave us a little bit of, you know, some little olive color green, and then they said, let's give it a little bit of some razzle dazzle, we'll give you a little pastel purple. And that is the palette they're selling. Oh, and then they're coming out with bronzers. It's like they also can't make bronzers that are dark enough either. Like, and Too Faced has a really nice bronzer. I used to use it all the time on my makeovers in Sephora when I was working there, and I really wish that they would have darker shades, so when I would have a darker client come in, I would have stuff to use on them. But, you know, of course, a lot of these brands, and it was really hard at that time when I was working at Sephora because a lot of brands did not make stuff dark enough. So, and we had to use the testers that were there, and it's just like, when I would have a chocolate girl come in, I'm just like, whew. Let's see what we can do today because we ain't got shit in here. Like, literally, you know, it's already getting better over time, especially like, I feel like after Fenty released, like, you know, a lot of brands actually started acknowledging that people were darker and creating stuff. But before then, it was tough. It was really hard, you know, if someone came in and they were of a certain complexion to find stuff in the store that worked for them, which is really just sad. But anyways, I'm not gonna be buying this. Too Faced. Okay, so Ariana Grande came out. She has a new makeup line. It's called REM Beauty, and she released some concealers. They're kind of giving me, ooh, do I still have that? Do I still own that? Oh my gosh, I think I do. I think I do. Oh my goodness. There's no way I'm putting this on my face, but I still own it, you guys. This is the y'all remember, not the OG, but like, actually, no, yeah, it is. This is the first concealer that I think Anastasia put out. I need this to focus. Focus, focus. And camera, stop recording on me. Okay, anyways, do y'all remember this? Oh my gosh. Oh! This smells like straight up clay. This is expired. I need to throw this away, y'all. Oh my goodness. I don't want to throw it away because it's so nostalgic. Like, I won't put it on my face, but like, I literally just keep it. But anyways, y'all, REM Beauty came out with a new concealer, and it's in that same shape pot. Let me go to the actual picture. Okay, so right now it is, ooh, okay, Ari, 60 shades? 60 shades for some concealers? Okay, girl, we see each other. Okay, I love that. And y'all, these shades look dark. They look like they go dark and they go really light. I'm here for it. I love a nice pot concealer. I'm not gonna lie, I really do. I just feel all cool. I feel like a little makeup artist dipping in, like, you know, I don't know who I think I am. Anyways, and it's $24. Let's kind of read about this. So it's illuminating underneath the eyes, smoothing out skin, hydrating, multitasking concealer for contour, highlighter, flipping, perfecting. Okay, essence, hyaluronic acid, nourishing vitamin E, bunch of stuff. Medium coverage. Yeah, okay, so let's get to the important parts. It's medium coverage, comes 60 shades, and I think it's more of like an illuminate. So it's not, I don't think it's a matte concealer. I think it's almost like a hydrating under eye concealer. So if you have really just, if your concealer tends to crease, and that's, ooh, that's the issue though. That's the one thing with cream concealers, especially the ones that come in the pot, is that they can be real thick. Like that Anastasia one was thick, okay? You had to be very light-handed that or it'll fall all into them creases. So this is definitely something that if you're interested in, you need to go get a sample. You need to try it out first, because this can be really cute, or it can be a hot mess, depending on your under eyes, depending on how, you know, if you have really fine lines underneath there and things tend to seep in, you're gonna have to really set that under eye concealer. But I mean, I think I'm just really impressed by the shades. I like the shades, and looking at them as well too, I feel like I like the undertones I'm seeing for the darker shades. I'm not seeing a bunch of just crazy undertones. It's just like, who is that color? Like, who is gonna wear that underneath their eye? Like, please tell me who is putting on a red, orange, pink under eye concealer. Like, that is not concealer, that's more of a color corrector. I like this. Okay, girl. Okay, this is cute. I like that. Okay, anyways. Is there anything else that I want to talk about? The video is really kind of long. Yeah, okay. So I think that's actually it for today's video. That was fun. So I think out of this, there's 3 things that I bought, and 2 of them I actually have already in my possession. The other one I bought today, and it's going to be on its way here, and I'm very, very excited. So that's better than last month and the month before, where I was just not saying, I was saying no to everything. But yes, comment down below if you plan on picking anything up. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, I will talk to you beauties later. Bye.